Hi, I'm Mark Bryant with our Big South Basketball Season Preview Series for 2023-24. Very happy to have with me right now Coach Mark Prosser of the Winthrop Eagles men's team. Coach, thank you for the time.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, let's jump right into this. You're a preseason third pick. You're coming off of, an earlier than usual exit in the conference tournament. What's been your evaluation of this year's squad, and is anything from last year a motivation or a carryover into this year?
Yeah, I think I appreciate you pointing out the earlier than the normal exit. But no, I think we were a team that we dealt with a lot last year. Certainly, like you said, we're a program and a team that expects to play a little deeper into March. So it wasn't exactly what we had planned. I think we went through a lot with injuries and things like that throughout the course of the year, and sometimes that stuff comes in waves. Unfortunately, several of ours were the longer-term sort of season-ending type deals. But I'm really proud of the effort that our kids that were able to play throughout the year. We, even in doing so, as we all do, you have players that play through some things throughout the course of the year to help. So I was proud of the fight that we had, and like you said, it was something that, unfortunately, having a losing record at Winthrop's not something that people get used to. But as much as we dealt with as many highs and lows as we had, we ended up in a tie for fourth in the league. And so, I was really appreciative of the efforts of the guys that were able to put the uniforms on and compete. I think, because of how it ended, because of how the last 2 years have ended since we've been back. You play in the conference championship game and don't reach that ultimate goal. Last year was a somewhat earlier exit than we had hoped for. And so I don't think we need any extra motivation. I think we know what the expectation level is for us. We're excited to get back going again. We want to sort of we're anxious to get that sort of sour taste out of our mouths from how it ended up. So just really exciting and really excited to look forward and not look backwards.
Well, good. Well, part of the lineup you've got is first team all-conference performer Kelton Talford. What led to his breakout season, and what are the expectations for him this year, and where can he grow?
Yeah, I think Kelton is just a consistent player. Whether it's production level on the floor, whether it's effort day to day in practice. I think he's a young man that never batted an eye, and in a time where even after his, I guess what would have been his sophomore year, he had played for us for a year. We had DJ Burns, who was the conference player of the year, coming back. At the time he was coming back, and KT never blinked. He just put his head down and wanted to work, and as things happened, all of a sudden, DJ was, pursuing other opportunities. All of a sudden, Kelton's role changed in the blink of an eye. And when you do that, in which you put your head down and work, and you don't, find that immediate gratification of maybe trying to find something else, I think, he had prepared for that moment. And then it was sort of a seamless transition for him into that role of being sort of the go-to guy for us on the block. And he, like I said, he took that role and he ran with it. And, to have the season that he had, is just so much fun to watch because of, like we said, he just works every day. He's got an extremely high motor. He's a local kid somewhat, and easy to cheer for, and has really, bought into the community and things like that and become sort of a local fan favorite. So wonderful kid, really good player. And then again, how it is now with all the things that come about, and, for him to have the season he had, and I think he was 5th in the country, 6th in the country in field goal percentage, for him to say, this is where I want to be, I want to come back and not, again, chase the transfer portal or whatever it is. I think hopefully says a lot about him as a person, first and foremost, but also about our program and about our school. And so we're excited to have him back, and, excited to have a guy that's competing for the conversation for Player of the Year in our league.
At the same time, we know he's not a one-man show. So who are the key incoming transfers, and what do they bring in teaming up, as well as notable returnees? You've got Michael Anumba and Chase Claxton.
Yeah, I think, for us, it's fun because I do think we have a nice blend of guys returning and guys that that are relatively new. And so, you talk about a guy like Kelton that he's in his 4th year at Winthrop, and a guy like Chase Claxton who's in his 5th year at Winthrop, and a guy like Mike Anumba who's in his 6th year at Winthrop. Those guys understand what our expectation level is. They understand what it takes to win this league, and they can sort of impart that knowledge on some of our younger guys. But we do have a good group that's played a lot of minutes. Kason Harrison played a lot of minutes, and I think he was another one that played played through some things last year and had to get some time and worked on after the season. I think he's back playing for the first time in a very long time in his career, sort of pain-free. And he was highly productive for us, especially in league play. If you look at his numbers, I think Sincere McMahon's another young man that has just continued to grow. He was with us at Western Carolina, then transferred over to Winthrop when we got the job, and was a double-figure scorer for us last year. And I'm gonna feel bad because in moments like this, I might leave some guys out, and I don't want to do that. But those are two guys that played a ton of minutes for us last year, and Kelton and Chase and Mike and all those guys returning. And we had some young kids that got some spot minutes that had a couple starts, in Xavier McKelvey and Michael Moore that that I think are guys that will continue to grow on a year in, year out basis. And again, two freshmen that maybe didn't play as much as they wanted, but certainly understood. And like I said about Kelton before, put their head down and worked. And I do think that we had some success recruiting, and we have a freshman that actually played right in this area up in Concord. They know Van Bibber, who's been very, very productive in practice and continues to try to prepare for that moment. But we had three young men that transferred in, from various places. We have Nick Johnson from New Hampshire, Alex Timmerman from Bucknell, and KJ Doucette from Fort Valley State, who all were highly decorated at the places they were, and very, very productive and put together long bodies of work. So we feel like if we can stay healthy, we feel like we have a team that's deep. I think we all think that way right now, and then you sort of see how it goes. We would have had we probably did have the same conversation last year about how talented and deep we were, but it didn't turn out that way. But no, I do think that we have a bunch of guys that we're still, as we all are, sort of feeling out what roles are going to necessarily be. But I do think we have guys that are ready to accept those roles and take them and run with them.
Well, it is that great time of year. Everyone's undefeated. Everyone's tied for first.
Absolutely.
So, all those guys are going to be busy because you have a 15-game non-conference schedule before you even get to the always tough 16-game league slate. So, non-conference wise, you have an MTE in Rock Hill. Who are some of the notable opponents, especially ones that are coming to the Coliseum that will prepare the Eagles for Big South play?
And actually, that MTE is at the Sports and Event Center in downtown Rock Hill. So it actually worked out. It'll be a lot of fun, I think. It's basically on our campus, which is really cool, and it's a beautiful venue. We've played down there previously. And Elon and IUPUI and Holy Cross are coming down for that event, and traditionally very good teams. And, Elon given sort of a local team, and so I do think that'll be highly competitive, and hopefully for the people of Rock Hill and York County, attractive, basketball event to come out and support. We did. I think our non-conference schedule is very challenging, and we can rattle off some of the names here. It'll make me nervous if you do, but we open up. Our first Division I home game, is Drexel at our place over homecoming, and obviously they're a team that finished very well last year in their league, and I think they bring a lot back. And I'm not sure what any of us were doing when we were talking about the scheduling. Some of the contracts we signed, but Queens comes to our place. It's another somewhat local team, especially the Charlotte area, who's newly Division I, and we look forward to starting that rivalry probably as it grows, I guess. But just another local team that we're looking forward to competing against, and so we think it's going to be a highly competitive non-conference schedule, because I think we're all doing the same thing. For us at Winthrop, we want to continue to measure ourselves against some of the best programs in the country, and we had a couple that we haven't had a chance to play in the last couple of years, in South Carolina and Clemson and Georgia, and some local feels to some of those sort of high major games that we get to go and test ourselves against. And Xavier's one that is a little bit personal to me, and we've played them over the years at times, and appreciate them having us back to play, and heading down to Florida State again. We haven't gone down there in a couple of years either, so it's going to be highly challenging. We'll continue our long-standing sort of rivalry and relationship with Coastal Carolina to go down there and play. So the more I talk about it, the more nervous I get. But it's going to be a lot of fun. And like I said before, you're trying to do what you can to prepare yourself for a very good, very talented, very deep, well-coached league that we have. And hopefully we're doing that the right way.
Well, we look forward to seeing how it plays out.
Yes, sir.
We wish you and all the Eagles the best of luck. And thanks again for the time.
No, thank you.
And thank you for watching another of our previews for the Big South Basketball 2023-24 season.